Hello everyone, Mr. Price here, continuing our read aloud for the day. We are on chapter 24 of True Sort of by Catherine Hannigan. And where we left off, Deli had been following Ferris Boyd after school and witnessed the girl kind of like playing with the cat and then kind of disappear into the woods, and she tried to follow and could find neither. And then the whistle rang, letting the town know it was 5 o'clock and she had to run home before Mom got home. So we're picking up there with chapter 24. She got home just before Clarice pulled in the drive. "Hey, Ma," she hollered. "From now on, I'm not coming home right after school." The color left Clarice's face. "Why is that?" she asked. "I got a project." That didn't help Clarice. Deli's projects always got a grade of T for trouble. "What kind of project?" "It's about wild creatures and habitats." She used Lionel Terwilliger's words. "It's me and a girl doing it." "Is this for school?" Clarice kept at it. Deli sort of told the truth. She's in my class. She's new." If there hadn't been a week and no trouble, Clarice wouldn't have trusted it. But Deli'd been different. She said. Clarice had more questions, like, "Who's watching you and when's it going to be done?" Tallahassee was tugging on her, though, asking, "Can I eat at Ferntiers?" And Dallas was yelling, "Ma, there's smoke coming from the stove." As Clarice ran to the house, shouting, "Dallas, don't touch anything," the Deli questions disappeared. "All right, then," Deli grinned. R.B. came to her room after dinner. She was lying on her bed, thinking about that invisible Ferris Boyd. He stood over her with his arms crossed. "So," he said. "Huh," she replied. "You got a project? For real?" "Yep," she answered. "What's it about?" "I already told you. It's about animals, where they live, how they hide in places you can't see them." He squinted his eyes. "Who's it with?" "Ferris Boyd," she said. "You don't know her, but Arby surprised her." "The one who's not your present?" Deli didn't say anything. "When are you going to be done?" he asked, because he missed her already. She shrugged. "You better keep walking home with Cletus. Now, I gotta count. 1, 2, 3, she called out, louder than any questions he could ask. So Arby left. Outside her door, though, he breathed, "You can't get rid of me, Deli." And that brings us to chapter 25. Wednesday, the counting was still killing Deli. Then there was recess. "Jiminy Fipes," she giggled as squirrels played Ring Around the Ferris Boyd, but mostly she thought about after school. "I'm going to find where you disappeared to," she rasped from across the playground. At 3 o'clock, she watched Ferris Boyd slump out the door and followed her. By the time Deli got to the ditch, Ferris Boyd was facing the bushes, and there was that black cat sprinting to her. All Graham cat, Deli only thought it. Still, the cat stopped and turned. Deli ducked, waiting for it to tattle. But the only sounds were birds singing and thump, thump of a basketball bouncing. Deli's head popped up just like yesterday. That girl was making the ball do things she'd never seen before. More ball-gram basketball, she sighed. Ferris Boyd played till Deli's legs were cramping. Finally, she put the ball down and walked into the woods with the cat. "Happy hallelujah," Deli mumbled, and took off. She ran to the grass, ran across the grass and into the darkness. "There you are," she murmured. Up ahead, Ferris Boyd's pale skin glowed like a ghost. Deli followed the glowing. The girl and the cat went behind the biggest tree Deli'd ever seen. She waited for them to come out the other side. They didn't. Deli snuck up to the tree. She peeked to see if they were hiding behind it. She tiptoed around it twice. Those two had disappeared again. Shikes, she whispered. Lionel Terwilliger had taught about sublimation, how a solid could turn into a gas in an instant. They sublimated themselves, she breathed. Deli got nervous. Maybe they were both ghosts, or maybe they were super smelly gas. Maybe they'll suffocate me with their stink and... It howled from above, right where a gas cat would be, before it swooped down and stink bombed her. Deli's legs turned faster than a windmill in a tornado. She was all the way to the bridge before she checked to see if something was chasing her, but there was no gas cat to be seen. What the glove, she rasped. Then she grinned. Ferris Boyd, you are a mysteriosity. The whistle blew. See you tomorrow, she said to the gas or ghosts or whatever Ferris Boyd and the cat had become. And chapter 26 will be the last one for the day. Back at school, Deli was getting a reputation. A good one. Tuesday, Lionel Terwilliger stopped at her desk. Miss Pattison, he said softly, your progress is appreciated. And he smiled at her. On Wednesday, Miss McDougal came to the classroom. Delaware Pattison, please stand, she boomed. Oh, gram it, Deli muttered, because nothing good ever came from her being the only kid standing. Somehow she'd done something bad. Now they were going to get rid of her in front of everybody. She'd hear Novello snickering. The principal handed her a piece of paper. Deli didn't need to look to know what it was. A one-way ticket to the Riddell Reformatory. Read it out loud, Miss McDougal commanded. It was cruel genius, like making a criminal read the guilty verdict at her trial. But Deli did it. Awarded to Delaware Pattison for excellent conduct, she rasped. There was the date and a big gold star. Huh? Deli, Miss McDougal declared, your conduct has been exemplary. Smelly? Novello snorted. That's a stinking mistake. Deli was too confused to count, her hands folded into fists, till she heard the principal shout, Mr. Novello, to my office, now. Deli watched him clump out the classroom. That's better than a gold star, she grinned. By Thursday, Deli's reputation had gotten to gym class. We're going to play basketball, Miss Gerwitz announced. Now for captains. All the kids raised their hands. Ooh, ooh, they begged. All except Deli and Ferris Boyd. Because Deli could ooh, ooh, ooh till the world ended and no grown-up was going to put her in charge of other kids. Plus, she hated that game. She counted instead. I already know who I want, Miss Gerwitz told them. Put your hands down. Gwenny, you have team number 1. Tater, team 2. Novello got team number 3. Our fourth captain is, Miss Gerwitz smiled right at her, Deli Pattison. Ball double grammit, Deli groaned. She knew Miss Gerwitz meant something good, but making her captain was bad. Now she'd have to play the game instead of sitting it out. She'd stink up the place with her tiny basketball terribleness. Captains, come here and choose your teams, Miss Gerwitz said. Teams 1 and 2 play first, then 3 and 4. Chisel, Deli grimaced. Now she was playing Novello, too. She scanned the crowd for potential players. They were all watching the other 3, pleading, pick me, pick me. There was one kid, though, not looking at anybody. It was Ferris Boyd. The idea blew up in her brain like a genius bomb. Holy shikes, Deli squeaked. It was so smart. The other captains picked first. All the while kids were yelling, ooh, ooh, me, till it was Deli's turn. The gym went silent. It didn't matter. In a few minutes, everything would change. Ferris Boyd, Deli called out. There were gasps, then giggles as Ferris Boyd shuffled toward her. It didn't matter. We're going to be winners, Deli whispered. With Ferris Boyd on her team, Deli didn't need anybody else. She was about to tell Miss Gerwitz, I'm done, when she got another blast of brilliance. I'll pick the kids nobody else wants, she decided. Sybil Salisbury, Chicky Plunkett, Eldon Stank, Melbert Faust, Deli got every one of them. They slunk up and stood behind her. None of them said thanks. It didn't matter. We'll all be winners, she breathed. They sat together for the first game. Melbert was gnawing his nails, asking Deli over and over, what are we going to do? I got it, she assured him. They huddled before the tip-off. Here's the plan, she told them. Ferris Boyd, you stand by our basket. Everybody, pass it to her. Ferris Boyd's head jerked up, her eyes popping with panic. That's it? Melvert shrieked. That's the plan? Oh, Grammit, Melvert, Deli barked. Just get the ball to her. It'll be all right. We're dead, Chicky cried. The others nodded. It didn't matter. In a minute, Ferris Boyd would transform into a swish shooting machine. Then they'd be shouting, hooray for Deli, she made us winners. Ferris Boyd slumped to her spot. Perfexcellent, Deli grinned. Miss Gurwitz blew the whistle, and the two teams came to center court. No touching Ferris, she reminded them. Melvert jumped for the tip-off. He hopped on one foot while his arms flailed around his head. Novello grabbed it and took it down the court for an easy layup. Your team stinks, just like you, he sneered as he passed Deli. It didn't matter. Now she had the ball. Deli Pattison might be too tiny to shoot, but she could dribble. She was so low to the ground other kids couldn't reach her. As she sped down the court, she snickered, You're going down, no bueno. Here, Ferris Boyd, do your business. Deli yelled as she threw the ball to her. Then she turned to the hoop and waited for the swish. She heard shouts. She felt the wind of people whizzing by. She swung around just in time to see Novello put the ball in his basket. Deli, Melvert wailed. She looked at Ferris Boyd, still slouching. What the glove happened? She asked. Nothing, Sybil sighed. The ball bounced off her. Eldon was wheezing. What are we going to do? Do it again, she told him. What? They screamed. I said do it again. Deli got the ball down the court. This time, she stopped a foot away from Ferris Boyd. Here it is. Take it and shoot, she said, and lobbed it. The ball hit the girl's hand, then fell to the floor. Deli picked it up. Ferris Boyd, shoot, she hollered and tossed it at her. But the girl was a human backboard. The ball thumped off her belly and into Novello's hands. He took it to his basket for 2 more points. Time out, Deli shouted. The whistle blew. Deli stood 2 inches from her. Ferris Boyd, she whispered, I'm getting the ball to you. All you gotta do is shoot. Just shoot the ball. Then Ferris Boyd looked at her with the same sad eyes she'd seen that day in the Green Impala, and Deli knew it wasn't going to happen. The others gathered around like frightened fawns. Deli, Chicky gasped. What do we do? Deli didn't know. Shoot some ball-grant baskets, she told him. Melvert started sobbing. Just try, she said softly. So they did. Miss Gurwitz cut the game short for mercy. Still, it was a massacre. The stink bombs lose, Novello cheered. All right, Miss Gurwitz ordered. Clean up and get to your class. And that's where we're going to stop today, ladies and gentlemen. At the end of Chapter 26. We'll pick up with Chapter 27 next time. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Please remember to complete your exit ticket. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.